Victoria to the left, South Australia to the right. Big crowd, over 40,000 we predict. Micken against Burke, first bounce. War Waitman went in very solidly there against Leslie. The first kick of the match from Viney didn't go very far, and Waitman, who thrives on these matches, playing in his 19th state game to Roos.
Fantastic little player is Waitman. Mark has been taken by Plain, and he got some space there. 50 metres from goal, Bradley Plain. You wouldn't think that there'd be too many clear possessions early in the game, but here's one of them. Looking obviously not too confident about the distance. Short passes on, and Tony Shaw marks. And again, this would be a bit of a doubt for Tony Shaw.
Yeah, distance will probably test him, although it's a very still night. And sometimes the ball just does hold up in that cooler area. And so, yeah, but we'll just test his distance.
So two fairly clear possessions, or simple possessions, for the Victorians early in the game. Shaw is over 40 metres from goal, and the ball's going to drop in the goal square. Marking contest, it's thumped back towards the boundary line and taken over just in front of Abernathy. And applause there, back there from the supporters for some good defensive work by the South Australians.
Kernahan starting at centre half forward and Smith at full forward for South Australia. Madden over the back. Waitman leaves it low, round the body. Shot for goal, looks all right. Just missing.
The half forward line, Bruce, is very tall. Stoneham, Lowe and also Gary Lyon playing across half forward, it looks like, at this stage.
Wonder if they'll give Stoneham a run on the ball at times.
Yes, certainly.
And Hines to kick the ball into play, comes to the near half-back position, punched away by Burke, and eventually kicked over the line by David Kernahan. Just inside it bounces, so we'll have a boundary throw in about 55 metres around from the Victorian goal. They've done the attacking so far, and Dale Waitman setting the scene at the opening bounce, going in very, very hard. Here's McGuinness, and pressured by Tony Shaw, takes it over for another boundary throw in. Tony McGuinness, a terrific player for South Australia in these state games, Malcolm. And
been in sensational form for the Crows too.
Stoneham at the back against Micken. Lyon, quick kick, looking for the space. Anderson got a very poor bounce. Viney looks for a free kick. Not there, playing with a chance if he can stand up. Good tackle at the back. Brown, who was so good at the MCG a couple of years ago. Too far there for Mitchell, but another chance here for Mitchell if it sits for him in the pocket. Gets rid of one tackle. The Viney tackle was very strong. He's gone holding the ball. Speaking of playing well, this man's been a star at Melbourne this year.
Injury-free, Bruce.
Head bandless too.
Taking it off. Viney to half-back. Oh, Burke, big strong leap. Platten, Burke did well to get it away from him. Couch, quick hands. Brown quickly gets it on. Waitman thumps it forward. Abernethy to the boundary line. They defend, and looking around the ground, Malcolm, you see Watson against Darren Jarman. You see Roos against Kernahan. There's a feast there for the connoisseur.
Yes, terrific matchups.
Lowe doing the ruck work. Mitchell just gets his left foot to the ball in towards centre half forward. It's going to be cleared away by Martin Leslie. Back in towards the centre. No mark taken. Watson just a little kick. Now a chance for Scott Russell. He's kicked towards centre half forward. Victorian mark taken back there by Gary O'Donnell. He plays on quickly. He spotted a player on centre wing, and it's a good mark taken by Waitman. Sweeping hand pass. Goes in towards the centre, and Buse has run up. A lovely long kick by Buse to full forward. No mark there. Through comes Stoneham. He can't crash his way through. Leslie again for South Australia. Back towards centre half back, and what a courageous mark taken by Johnny Platten at centre half back for South Australia. Fantastic player, Jay Platten. Brownlow medalist. Kicks the ball to centre wing. Marking contest. Kernahan, did he hold it long enough? No, play on. A crush of players, and the umpire will call for a bounce. Umpire Brian Sheehan. There's the South Australian bench. Gilbert McAdam and Rodney Maynard.
Centre wing, Kernahan, favoured by the bounce. Quick handball to Anderson. Quick kick didn't go very far. Roos couldn't take it. Francis. Collins has got the job to mind him. Bradley in the box seat. O'Donnell at the back. Good mark, Bradley. He's played brilliantly in these interstate matches over the years. Jarman and Watson, one out in the square at the moment. Goes short to the pocket. Russell. Difficult pocket to kick goals from here at Football Park. Centres it to the goal square. Smith, Kernahan at the back. Off the ground by Couch. Langford free kick. And it's going to go to Waitman.
Interesting jump then by Stephen Kernahan. Had a fair piece of that ball then. Just those slippery conditions sometimes early. Just takes players time to adjust.
Now Dale Waitman a little concerned about which side to go. He goes to that far side. Oh, look at that! Alan Izzard, the bomber. Boy, he was up there, dropping them from great heights. Alan Izzard, the kick towards centre wing. No mark taken. Punched away from low by Leslie. The ball comes towards the rear, but coming in, picking up now. It's cleared by Anderson. Long kick by Anderson towards full forward. No mark taken. Langford defensive. Francis, Watson trying to crash through. Langford still in there. Or Collins may have nearly been in the back of McGuinness. Attempted kick off the ground. Now Brown for Victoria. Clears in towards the centre. Bradley just gets his foot to the ball. It goes clear where Brown has a little bit of space. Handball goes back to Plain. Plain, who's playing on the forward line, kicks from half back towards half forward. No mark taken by Stoneham. Now the ball comes clear. Opportunity for Micken. Micken's kick towards centre wing. Oh, no mark taken again. Burke, but picked up by Anderson. Anderson's kick to full forward. Langford in front of Kernahan. McGuinness tries to crash his way through. Gee, there's some good defensive work being done by both sides. And it's cleared away by Roos a little too far. It's over on the full. Free kick to South Australia.
Victorian bench looking on. Jenke, Lambert in the centre there with Bays and Harvey. Here's Anderson. Kernahan's gone to full forward by the look of it, with Langford now picking him up. Kernahan provides the lead. Langford at the back. Waitman. Handball to Langford into some space. It sits for him. The Hawthorn champion. Tries to squeeze one out. Bradley. Now Abernethy. Former teammates of Port Adelaide. Smith sandwiched between a couple of Victorians. Good take there by Shaw. Waitman unable to take advantage of it. Langford paddles it away. Watson with some real skill here. Wonderful play. Sweeping handball to Buse. Umpire might have helped just a touch. O'Donnell tries to slug a tackle. Sweeps it out wide. It should sit for Roos. It does. He'll thump a handball to Lyon. Back. Watson. Roos again to half forward. Low being held at the back by Leslie. Tapped on by Abernethy. Couch. Good tackle from the back. Still Kernahan. Safety of the boundary line.
Tony Shaw running there with John Platten and Alan Izzard with McGuinness.
Mitchell in a bit of trouble?
Mitchell just looked as though he may have been as we went for that boundary throw in, Barry Mitchell, but we'll keep an eye on him. Stoneham, kick off the ground, and a good mark is taken by Todd Viney. He gets the hand pass away to Abernethy. Abernethy, left foot kick in towards centre half forward. Nearly a mark taken by Roos. Collected by Watson. Handball wide. Waitman. Wider still. Goes to Brown. Brown with skill. Forced to kick with the left and falls in short. But look at Simon Madden fighting 1 against 3. He's going to get beaten for it. Hines gives the hand pass away to Todd Viney. Todd Viney goes in towards the centre. Now a chance for South Australia to go up towards centre half forward. No mark taken by Smith. Lyon is under pressure. 1 against 3. Ball gets clear. Chance for Tregenza. A kick across his left shoulder in towards the centre half forward position. Langford in front of Kernahan. Kernahan does it pretty well. Tries to get the ball clear to Scott Russell. A crunch of players. Umpire lets play go on. Fair umpiring. Kick off the ground by Langford. Gathered by Gary Lyon, and he goes towards the boundary line. It's about 5 metres inside play. Eventually is taken over. And Andrew Rogers, the South Australian player, boundary throw in, what, about 80 metres around from the South Australian goal.
Fantastic tackling, as you would expect at the start of a very, very important game.
Goals like diamonds at the moment. They're hard to find, aren't they? Still not one. Good body work by Smith. Platten in the thick of things, as he often is. Tregenza, quick kick. Russell, not paid. Platten got rid of it in a hurry. Mitchell, McGuinness. And this will be a ball up on, well, halfway between half-forward flank and centre wing in front of the stand.
There must have been a tremendous emphasis by both coaches to make sure that the game was very tight for the first 15 or 20 minutes.
Well, everyone's got an opponent and just running with them, just filling each other out. O'Donnell
squeezes it to Stoneham. Couch, good handball to Mitchell. Very good handball. Mitchell's kick-off balance to the pocket. Plain and also Abernethy, and again a throw in. Victoria deep in attack, about 55 metres away from their goal. They lead by a point.
Well, Bradley Plain and Tony Shaw must have thought it was Christmas early with those two fairly easy possessions. There haven't been too many since. A real tight tussle in the first 10 or 15 minutes. Lowe doing the ruck work against Micken. Tony Shaw beaten for it by Abernathy and the former teammates from Collingwood days. Abernathy sees the ball over the boundary. It's about 35 metres around from the Victorian goal. There's Bruce Abernathy in the picture. Simon Madden to do the ruck work. Mark Micken, who's been playing fantastic football for the Adelaide Crows. He gets in front, but Madden beats him for it. Coming away, McDermott. Tregenz has a chance. Handball back to Platten. Kick smothered and brilliantly done by Gary Lyon. He does a lot of those things that, well, they don't go unnoticed by the purists, do they, Malcolm?
Well, it in fact shows you 50 metres. You know, that's a fantastic effort.
Just for the record, Malcolm, Viney has got a very thin headband on tonight. Must be the weather conditions. Here's Waitman. With him, Hines. The lone West Coast player out there, O'Donnell. Was that a throw by Waitman? Yes. So South Australian free kick from centre half back to Bradley. Sweeps it out to Leslie. Centre wing. Collins and Francis. McGuinness couldn't take it. Izard's tackle. Handball by Buse was good to Lyon, who's prominent. Lowe the target. Leslie with him. Well played, Leslie. Lowe, the great mark in the competition at the moment. A very poor handball. Mitchell up to full forward, and Madden one out for the moment. Hines does well. Waitman with a chance. Should go. Round the body and kicks it well and kicks it through. The Big V score the first. It's 1-1. South Australia yet to score.
Yes, Dale Waitman in sensational form last weekend as well, and just carried on from here. Really was a great goal. Kick by Mitchell coming into a contest. Punch from Hines was actually very good. Just off to the side. Waitman read it better. Slippery ball off the front of the fist of Hines. Easy goal from Waitman.
Well, we've got 13.5 minutes left in the first quarter, and it's taken a long time for the first goal to be scored. Victoria go into attack to centre half forward. Leslie nearly could have marked it. Gets the handball wide. A good gather by Bradley. Forced to kick with the left. The bounce a little awkward. At centre half forward for South Australia. Francis. The ball is kicked towards full forward for South Australia. Kicked away by Langford for Victoria. McDermott. Good strength. And a free kick has been picked out of it. Well, I didn't quite see what that was all about.
Well, he grabbed him high as he ran by him. It was unnecessary, actually.
Free kick to Tony Shaw at half back for Victoria. A high drop punt back in towards the wing position. Punched away. Now McDermott for South Australia up to centre half forward. Back there is Watson. Good body work to keep himself in front. And the umpire will call for a bounce.
Last two attacks, Victorian players in front. Langford and Watson just held up the South Australian side. Must obviously play in front from a forward point of view.
Tregenza off and Filkey on. Filkey playing on Lyon. Lyon on top on that centre wing. Strange position for him to be playing. Ruse, who I think a week ago gave himself no chance of playing in this team. To Brown. To Collins at half back. Victoria with some method towards centre wing. Low outnumbered in the end. Leslie. Pressure was very good though by Collins. Leslie gets it up to Russell. Misses McDermott's body, but it'll sit for the captain. McDermott to centre half forward. Jarman goes early against Watson. Watson's won that duel in the early stages.
It was a great ploy of Chris McDermott to stay off a pack back to the middle of the ground. He's done it many times for the Crows, where they bring the ball back to centre half forward.
Tregenza, we just noticed a moment ago on the interchange, tapped on by O'Donnell. Rogers round his body. Kernahan muscled out of it by Langford there. Stone, or Burke I should say, his Geelong teammate. No free kick to South Australia. Shaw, the handball good to O'Donnell. It's got Mitchell running. Has to prop for the moment and go to half forward. The target was Stoneham. Loose ball. Rogers paves the way for Leslie. Quick kick doesn't go very far.
Oh, good play, Micken, or attempted, and it's going to come off because the gather by Viney was good. Finishes back with the big fellow up towards half forward. Coming out in front of Smith, but he overruns the football, and that really was something that I'm sure Smith could have done a little bit better at. Victoria making a change. And coming off is Stuart Lowe. No one ready to come on. Quickly, it's Mark Bayes to replace him. Now Victoria get clear through Ruse. Ruse's kick is to centre half forward. Gather is by Abernathy. Abernathy's lovely long drop punt kick straight towards centre half forward. And that's what good football does. A lovely kick. Smith marks. Goes for the long bomb. Kernahan at the back. He's got it. No, he hasn't. It's been rushed over for a behind. Gee, I thought he had hold of that, but
he's got to make allowances in these dewy conditions. The ball does get a bit slippery, especially if it's been on the ground just for 10 or 15 seconds beforehand. Very hard to handle.
Lowe looked injured too. He was holding his hand, and so that could be a body blow for Victoria. Not sure how serious. We'll try and get a report. Free kick to line against Filkey.
Actually, Bruce, I think he's being beaten by Martin Leslie at centre half forward, so it just may work in their favour with Bayes.
Line short to the centre wing. Has no problems picking out Brown. Brown to centre half forward. Stoneham there. At the back, David Kernahan. Couch's quick right-footed kick. Plain did very well against Abernathy. He was in the right position. Viney goes to ground. No free kick. Good tackle by Mitchell. Now it's coming back, and it'll be Viney's free kick. Much to the delight of this huge parochial South Australian crowd. Here's Hines, who hasn't been beaten all year for the West Coast. He must be loving it over there. Bradley, premiership last year at Port Adelaide, I think in the last three, and now with West Coast. McGuinness, back turns. He's got some distance on his wrong leg normally. Doesn't kick it accurately. Jarman, oh, well played, Langford.
But fantastic running from Hines, all from full back right up to the half forward flank, and had 3 possessions in it. Yes, he looks in a bit of trouble, doesn't he?
Stuart Lowe there on the bench as Damien Burke and Stephen Kernahan prepare for the ruck contest in the right forward pocket for South Australia. A real struggle for possession, and eventually coming out of it was Busey. Tries to get the hand pass across to Langford under a little bit of pressure. Chris Langford does it well in the finish. Nearly a mark to Anderson. Gathered now by Rogers. A high kick sitting underneath it. Oh, back goes Couch, and in doing so interferes with McDermott. Away goes the hand pass to Rogers, direct towards full forward. No mark taken back there for South Australia. Ball kick clear. Quickly, Watson under pressure from Smith. And that was a little bit of, well, I thought Tiki touch would. The free kick goes to Victoria. The hand pass comes out to Gary Lyon. Up towards the centre. Punched away by David Kernan. Out towards centre wing. Gathered by Wakeman. Lovely hand pass, goes in towards the centre. Izzard's going to get caught. McDermott, was that fair? A little high, I thought. And that's the way the umpire saw it.
I think he played it for looking too aggressive. It was just a ferocious attack from McDermott.
Izzard, poor kick taken by Anderson. The Anderson-Brown duel's interesting on centre wing. Wide to Bradley. Well, misses it with the hands. Ruse, who's done some good mopping up in the first quarter. Stoneham on a long lead. David Kernahan. Stoneham tries to turn him inside out. He does. Has Mitchell inside of him. Goes short to Mitchell. He's got Madden if he wants him. Mitchell about 40 metres out. Goes across the ground to Bayes, his Sydney teammate. And he is within kicking distance because he's a thumping left footer.
Yes, during that exchange, Plain off and Lambert onto the half forward flank. Picked up by Bruce Abernathy.
So the Essendon star off for the Richmond star. Bayes. He and Mitchell involved in that fire encounter in Perth on Sunday. Low drop punt, times it not too well for him. Leant back on it. All a bit casual in the end. Behind. What's the situation with Stewie Lowe, Max Stevens?
Well, Bruce, we don't know the extent of the injury, but it appears he's injured his left little finger. In a lot of pain, but we'll have to wait until quarter time.
Hines kicks the ball in to half back. The mark has been taken by Micken. Micken's kick out towards centre wing. McDermott with one arm on his opponent's shoulder punches the ball clear. And Chris McDermott, what a great competitor he is.
I think in 20 minutes of football, 1 goal. It's been fantastic pressure from both sides.
Yes, they're really feeling each other out, and the tackling, as you've already mentioned, has been very, very good. Micken tries to tap it to the advantage of his team. McGuinness is good pressure. In goes McDermott again. Now it's Francis, actually, the tackler, and he was a little too fierce in his effort there on his Collingwood teammate, Gavin Brown, and Brown will kick Victoria into attack. Up towards centre half forward. Stoneham, good mark, Barry Stoneham. And he's 55, maybe 60 metres from goal. Kick it to the goal front, high. Still close to the pocket. Madden taps it through for a rush behind to Victoria.
Yeah, it just wasn't quite the angle where he got that. He needed to get it more out in front of the goals to give the forwards a bit of a chance. But a nice long kick from Mr. Stoneham.
You wouldn't have ripped him off, would you, for kicking it into that pocket instead of out to the front of the goals?
No, he had the footy.
Hines, Anderson, good lead and a good take in front of the body. On a night where it's going to get a bit dewy. It's a cool evening. Ideal conditions. Bradley to Filkey. Left foot doesn't get a lot of distance. Couch. That ball just a little hard to handle. Smith tries one off the ground. Roos able to stop it. McGuinness there. Well played, Roos, in the end. Centre wing, Brown and Anderson. Bradley. Back turns into trouble in the end. Stoneham's got him. No holding the ball decision. Rogers thumps it out wide. Francis inside to Russell. Quick handball was very good to McDermott. McDermott off the side of the boot. Smith, Watson, Lyon. The take by Jarman. First touch for him. On the ground. Waits. Tries to set something up. Then chips it. Got to really work here, Filkey. Watson with him. Filkey able to stay on his feet and then short pass to McGuinness at the 50-metre line. No 50 metres against Izard, and McGuinness maybe, Malcolm, 5 metres too far out to score. He's a magnificent kick.
Yeah, it certainly could feel to the top of the square, but that's the maximum.
It's going to go short. Kernahan the target. Kicks it a bit long for him. Watson, on a night that would really test his hamstring, gives it across to Izard, and Izard to the centre wing.
High kick by Izard, out wide. Viney up over the top, can't punch the ball away. Bays, and his opponent there, Martin Leslie. Boundary throw in right on the centre wing on this members' side here at Football Park. An absolutely magnificent night for football. Hardly any breeze, and the ball just zinging from one end to the other with the cream of Australian football on show here this evening. Micken dives on it, so does O'Donnell. Micken's handball over the top. Attempted punch on by Burt, gathered by Platten. Platten's kick to half forward, Collins up high. It slips through his fingers. Francis at the back. Kick slews off the side of his boot. The pressure's enormous. And there's another example. And Smith, he's just handling it a little bit nervously, would you think, Malcolm?
Well, I think it's indicative of the pack that went up. It went straight through Andrew Collins' hand, who's a very good mark. So it is getting very slippery.
Kernahan and Burke, body to body. Burke clearly wins that one. Taken by Francis. Bradley to Platten from 50 metres. Good kick to the front of the square. Roos in the front spot, concedes a behind. So South Australia up to 2 points. Victoria 9. Smith, who played for Port Adelaide on the weekend, didn't play for the Crows Friday night. Finds himself playing in a key position for South Australia.
That's clearly as good as that young Hills who played under-19s football for Essendon one week and played in the seniors the following week.
Did all right too, didn't he?
And he's done very well in his 2 appearances for the Bombers. Kick in now will be done by Paul Roos. He goes to that far half-back flank. And that's a mark taken by Damien Burke. I would have thought so. What did you think, Coach?
Certainly.
And Burke's kick to centre wing. Punched away by Brown. He goes after it again, but he loses his footing. Couch tries to get the hand pass to the advantage of Waitman, but he's bothered out of it by Bradley. Bradley's hand pass goes to Micken. Micken's left foot kick to the goal front. Out comes Smith. He can't mark, but he goes after it again. The hand pass was a little loose, but McGuinness is there, and he shrugs the tackle. Tony McGuinness, wonderful play by McGuinness, gets the South Australians' first goal.
Oh, what fantastic play by Tony McGuinness. Just his urgency around the ball. Actually, Alan Izard's done quite a good job on him so far. Just a few attempts. But here you actually see Smith give the ball out. There's a shared ball here between McGuinness and Filkey. But McGuinness wanted it more. And what a fantastic skill on the wrong side of his body. Great goal from Tony McGuinness.
Superb goal by McGuinness. South Australia 8, Victoria 9. Goal still very hard to get. Couch out of the centre to full forward. Madden the target in the front spot. Hines at the back. Now Abernethy mops up. Left foot neat to Anderson. Wonderful kick. Has Kernahan running. This is David Kernahan playing his first game for South Australia. Goes to half forward. Wants Jarman at the back. Gives Watson a little shove. Handball inside was good by Roos. Watson, Izard squeezes one to Mitchell. Could be dangerous. Bradley with pace, back turns, good tackle by Brown. O'Donnell's handball was good. Mitchell can set it up with a drop punt and hit Bays on the chest at half forward centre wing.
And good play. Mark Bays moving around nicely at centre half forward, just giving Martin Leslie a little bit more trouble. Stuart Lowe was struggling. Here's Waitman, goes away to Tony Shaw. Tony Shaw's high kick to full forward. No one back there for Victoria. Abernathy takes it on his chest. Hand passes to Filkey. Filkey goes to Platten. And Filkey takes it back from Johnny Platten. And confidently just runs away, pops it over the top. Rogers, dispossessed by Mitchell. Good play, Barry Mitchell. Abernathy drops what he should have taken. Simon Madden, a lovely kick by Madden is a goal. Wonderful play by Madden.
Yes, I suppose that can best be summed up by opportunities, and it's called a turnover. But Filkey tried to do everything right. Andrew Rogers was the right spot to kick it to. Just the skill let him down on a very slippery night. There's the kick that missed Andrews. Mitchell came through, that quick soccer off the ground, and Bruce Abernathy probably, if knowing what was behind him, could have done a lot better with that, and gave Simon Madden a very, very easy goal for the Victorian second of the night.
15-8. Fortuitous goal there by Madden, able to take advantage of a couple of mistakes. Burke with a left-handed tap out. Doesn't go very far.
Gee, I tell you what, it was nearly a great tap out. A South Australian player getting in the road, a Victorian guy going straight towards goal.
Well, Burke's really famous for thumping the ball 20 or 30 metres, but he shows he's very versatile. A handball by Victoria to half forward. Free kick to Leslie against Bays. Leslie, who played in the heat at Carrara on Sunday, but told Robbo before the match that he thought he pulled up pretty well. Here's Burke to Shaw. Good handball, very good play. Mitchell, who's getting a lot of touches. The little men for Victoria surprisingly on top early, and Stoneham at the 50-metre line. It was the area I think Victoria felt they were vulnerable in, with McGuinness and Platten, etc. But Mitchell and Waitman have done very well. Stoneham's normally a brilliant kick. That's no exception. It'll roll through. Will it bounce through? Well done in the end by Abernathy. And the siren sounds for what has been a tough and hard first quarter, with Victoria leading 2-4-16 to South Australia 1-2-8. Burke and Micken, two of the informed big men in the game. Bodies collide early before the ball gets there. Stoneham, O'Donnell, who's a left footer and was in trouble there, able to get away because the two South Australians fell over. Bradley's quick kick to half forward to the space. Langford in front of Smith. Got a poor bounce. Smith only as far as Watson. Danger. Buse, who's only played a handful of games after being out of footy for almost a year, plays well in interstate football. The kick straight to Stephen Kernahan. The handball to his Carlton teammate Bradley. Back to Kernahan. Is he too far out to goal? It's a great kick. Jarman sets himself. Watson gets rid of him. Jarman off the ground, hopefully for him. Ruse, very well done to Waitman. Waitman to Langford. Langford to the space at half-back. Lyon. Filkey and Bashut. Round his body to centre wing. Free kick to Mitchell, not paid. Advantage paid, I reckon, there with Brown. Shrugging the tackle from Anderson and goes to centre half forward.
And Brown's kick is pretty good.
Fantastic movement.
Sorry, Malcolm, yes. Mark taken by Harvey. Harvey's kick to full forward. Bays can't mark. A big crunch back there. Hines dispossessed by Mark Bays. Close to the boundary line. He's forced to kick with the right foot. Back to the goal front. Madden, what a mark! Holding his opponent with the right side of his body, and he's hooked it in with the left.
Yeah, it really was set up by that fantastic piece of play. Bit of skill and great body work here by Simon Madden. And I'm sure that it's going to be a fair bit of that on a player of that sort. Simon's going to stand there toe-to-toe and try and use his strength.
Well, he's got the football only a matter of about 8 metres from goal, but the angle just a little difficult. If it had been on the opposite side of the ground, maybe. And he step kick, he likes it, it's a goal.
With Simon Madden, the veteran and captain of this Victorian side, hasn't been called on to do the ruck work yet, but now makes an important second goal contribution. 2 goals out of 3 for the big fella, and been really we're going to have a look at this mark again. Bays does very well here. Hines did originally well by giving a contest, And a great kick just deep into the pocket there. And Leslie in a one-on-one situation where he really was better probably standing off and trying to have a build at it. Simon Madden very good with the body.
Stuart Lowe warming up, went off with an injured finger in the first quarter. Danger time here for South Australia. Waitman's free kick. In a low-scoring game, you couldn't expect to give Victoria a big start. Buse to half forward. Bayes, not a good bounce. Leslie has to sit and wait a bit. Anderson. Brown will try and run him down. Anderson shrugs him off with some strength and then kicks the ball very well. Kernahan in the front spot. At the back, Ruse. Quick kick by Francis. Jarman outnumbered. Goes very early. Collins tries to juggle it. Watson is played splendidly to centre wing. Brown and Anderson. It's been a terrific duel between those two champions. Brown on the centre wing.
Gavin Brown looks towards centre half forward and kicks it in that direction, but a little high for Stoneham. And marking at the back was Micken. The supporters here looking for a 50-metre penalty.
Excellent reader of the game, Mark Micken, isn't he? He really does cut it off across that half-back line. He's done it very well for the Crows.
And for a guy that a lot of people thought may have run his race with the Brisbane Bears, he certainly is doing well over here in South Australia now. Ball out wide, Abernathy close to the boundary line, dragged off it by Harvey. And Robert, you're just a little overzealous there. Free kick will go to Abernathy. Abernathy on centre wing, kicks towards half forward. Oh, Kernahan, he's got this one. Well done, Stephen Kernahan. Good mark in front of the pack there. And that'll lift his confidence a bit this evening. The kick towards full forward. Smith can't take it. Langford strong in defence. Jarman. Now the ball comes back towards Platten and he fumbles. A few uncharacteristic fumbles. Francis tries to get it back to Platten. Chance for Scott Russell. He goes back towards Stephen Kernahan. His second possession in 1 minute. Kick towards full forward. Umpire allows play to go on. Of course he does. Watson hesitates. And now he's going to be penalised.
Oh, unbelievable.
I think maybe...
I reckon someone else is going to whistle.
What about the earlier one? You know, when Watson stopped and he probably thought there was an earlier free kick.
Oh, and look, he's got himself 50 metres too. Oh, that'll put him back out in West Lakes Boulevard, Bruce.
Yeah, and it's not a good place to be when you're standing the mark, Malcolm, as you well know.
Actually, I was just about to say before how terrific Buse and Watson are and have been. There couldn't have been a whistle there, whether it was for shepherding off the ball so Bradley wouldn't go at it. I think that must have been the reason. And, of course, Jarman kicks the goal. Well, what a strange... You don't expect those sorts of things to happen from Tim Watson, do you? I mean, you keep going, but with the 50-metre rule these days, it is very, very difficult for players to know whether they should go off with it or not. This might have actually been a shepherd for him, keeping him away the ball within 5-metre area of when the ball first came there. Or could it have been the throw? Who knows?
I wonder whether there are any whistles in the crowd.
So high drama here at Football Park. South Australia 14-22. Jarman gets the goal after Tim Watson froze for a moment in the centre. The quick kick away by Tony Shaw to centre half forward, but it was high and slow, and Rogers needed some courage to take it, and he had all of that, and he was kick it out wide. Danger. Anderson, Stoneham. Oh, he might make them pay for this, Stoneham. It didn't sit for him. Anderson's got to keep the pressure on. Stoneham goes to ground. Harvey and Anderson. Well played to Anderson. Tucks it underneath himself. Harvey still there. Brown. Back to Mitchell. Izard, Shaw. They throw it around the Vicks rugby league fashion. The kick by Couch has got a bit on it, a little bit of venom. Madden with one hand. Bayes, left foot, good kick normally, round the body. That was going to be tough, and it's a behind. Victoria 3-5-2-2. Viney off, McAdam coming on for South Australia. The McGarry medalist from 2 years ago.
Gee, now, isn't there some ability, even on the bench here? One star player in the AFL comes off the ground and another one comes back on.
And no one picks him up, so if South Australia get this ball away, they're a bit of a chance to get it to McAdam.
Ball comes clear to Izard. Kick off the ground up towards the 50-metre line. Couch, Brown, now Mitchell. It was Mitchell who gave it originally. McGuinness with desperation. Handball out, gather Izard. Kick across his left shoulder, back towards centre half forward. Punched back. Goes through McDermott. Kick off the ground to centre half forward. Waitman, Lyon, punch away, goes back towards Abernathy, and Abernathy clears. Geez, a good kick, Bruce Abernathy. And back there, a good mark taken by Buse. Short pass in towards the centre. Lyon shares it away with Burke, who's playing a great game in the ruck for Victoria. Burke's kick towards full forward, getting back, taking the mark is Micken for South Australia.
Goes across the ground. Doesn't put Filkey under quite the pressure he put David Kernahan under 5 minutes ago. Filkey in the back pocket. Another McGarry medalist out on the field tonight. Jarman. Short to Platten, who shares something in common with Malcolm, having won the big two, the Brownlow and the McGarry.
I thought you were going to say the 8. And his hair's a bit longer.
Platten from centre wing. Kernahan with him, Roos. Roos and Kernahan allowed to play on. McGuinness there. And it'll be a ball up. Stalemate there, 3-5-2-2. Didn't mention premierships or anything like that. 23-14.
No. Actually, I was just saying that the smaller players I've said have slightly been subdued, both Platten and McGuinness. They've played all right. Great thump from Damien Burke.
Up towards centre wing, gathered by Mitchell, shrugs the tackle, handball over the top, and it was a good one. Gave Stoneham the chance to run with the ball. Stoneham's kick into the pocket. Getting back is Hines. Hines' kick close to the boundary line again, and a good mark taken by Micken, and he's playing pretty well for South Australia.
Yes, the decision is whether he's cutting off too many and you drop the ruckman back there, or you let it keep going and tough it out.
Micken's high kick towards centre wing. Punch back. Mitchell for Victoria. Left foot kick towards half forward. Stoneham can't mark. Rogers in there. Good tackle, Couch. Couch goes after it again, but a kick off the ground by Lyon. Now, Victoria. Big chance. Robert Harvey. Handball back. Goes to Couch. Couch a sweeping hand pass. Lyon. Here's an opportunity for Harvey. Shot for goal, and he kicks it too quickly and inaccurately. It could be out on the full.
Yes, I think Bruce Abernathy would be very disappointed with his tackle then. He really just didn't make the commitment to the body and the hips, and really got tricked a bit by the football rather than the body.
David Kernahan from the back pocket. Mick in the front spot, Burke at the back. Oh, Micken's done well again. He's been the revelation of the Crows this year, no doubt about that. Almost the unwanted man when he came back from Brisbane to South Australia, and now he's carrying on that form tonight. Russell to the centre. McAdam, don't they love him here? To Anderson, high one, straightens it up. Roos from the side, outnumbered in the end, and out hated, I guess you could say, South Australia. Shaw took the handball and then kicks it down Collins Strode at centre wing. Francis on him. Another one of the small South Australians struggling to get a kick, Francis. Collins. Stoneham in the front spot. He's a handful at the moment.
Good mark.
Terrific mark under the conditions. In front. Takes on McDermott. Balances up. Centre half forward. Madden sandwich between a few. Anderson a good mark. He and Brown having a duel. Here's McAdam with a run.
Oh, he did it well, Greg Anderson. He spotted McAdam quickly. McAdam kicks to half forward. Drops in short. Punched away from Roos. Smith dispossessed. No, he goes after it again. He's still got it. Eventually kicks it off the ground. Waitman gathers it. Gives the hand pass wide to Izard. Now Victoria have got some run here on centre wing. Roos, a short pass, a bit high, but Simon Madden too tall. And in front there of Hines, he marks wide at half forward. Madden's short pass is pretty good, and he finds Mitchell. Mitchell outside 50 metres for Victoria. He kicks to the front of the goals. Looking back there for Burke, but chipping in is Filkey, and he takes a good mark for South Australia. He plays on quickly, rebound football. He runs through centre half back, kicks it in towards the centre. One-on-one back there. McDermott punched away by Waitman. McDermott recovers quickly. McGuinness, close attention from Izard, and McGuinness's kick forces the ball wide towards the boundary line. Langford taps it over, and the umpire gives the boundary umpire the all clear. The South Australian supporters here cheering for a free kick. And there's Todd Viney on the bench.
Not a lot happening at full forward for South Australia. Darren Smith going to the ball a lot, but just not quite being able to get it. Might have to make a move there shortly.
Waitman tried to take it, couldn't. Handball by Bays. Handball by Izard's very slow. McDermott cuts it off. Izard still in play. Was that touched off the bird, or is it out of bounds on the full, out on the full? It's interesting, Malcolm. John Cale switching Kernahan and Smith, and Goggins allowing Roos and Langford to take their turn on Kernahan. Here's a kick. Smith at the back. Bays caught, good tackle by Smith. Waitman has been in everything, so's Roos. Now Izard. The kick to the boundary line, not good, and it'll either be out or Bradley, who takes the mark.
And Craig Bradley would be at least 2 kicks, probably 2.5 kicks from the South Australian goal. He hooks the kick into the pocket. Poor one in the finish, and Tony Shaw who looks as though he may have a tagging job on Johnny Platten.
He's been there all night and done a reasonable job on him too. Platten has got a few kicks, as Tony Shaw a few touches, but neither dominant players.
And boundary throw in about 60 metres around from the South Australian goal. Gavin Brown takes it away, handball to Collins. Collins in turn goes to Watson. Watson towards half forward. Victorian mark taken by Harvey, and he's had a few possessions in this second quarter. Kicked by Harvey, marked by O'Donnell. And he's between centre and centre half forward for Victoria. Short passes on again. And the mark is taken by Lyon.
To kick this in, he's good enough.
Yeah, just not picking up at the moment, South Australia. I mean, they've just been basic leads, and they say, no, you won't kick it to him. And then all of a sudden he just pops it across. I mean, just keeping control of the football.
Gary Lyon kicks the drop punt and kicks it long and kicks it accurately. It's very close to the line. It's a goal.
Yes, number 17, Gary Lyon, kicks Victoria's 4th goal. Originally looked as though he lined up on a half-forward flank and has certainly been playing on the wing. Once again, it's a fantastic kick. He is a very, very competent player, is Gary Lyon, and no one will kick the ball longer than that tonight.
(14-29). Lyon with a thumping goal. Victoria by 15 points. David Kernahan. High one. Centre wing. McAdam versus Bays. Bays towards the boundary line. Lyon. And it'll be a throw-in. You mentioned Lyon started at half forward, been playing on the wing. They're playing everywhere at the moment. David Kernahan in the centre square. Bays across half-back. Shuffling left, right and centre. Burke and Micken opposed to one another. Micken's done very well around the field. Burke at the centre bounce. Oh, Lyon, well done to Couch. Couch on that familiar left leg. Harvey, who's the only teenager on the park tonight. Wide. Madden the target. The youngest to the oldest. He's got to work here, Simon. Oh, did well. Unlucky for him, there wasn't a Victorian. Rogers couldn't take it. Hines could, gives it to Russell. Russell chips it to McDermott in the centre, and the captain should attack.
McDermott goes straight towards goal. Drop punt kick. Oh, great mark, Watson. A little too strong there for Darren Jarman.
Might play in front, well, he's just letting Watson dominate him by keeping in front.
And Timmy Watson looks pretty determined to do well tonight. The kick goes wide and Burke marks. Gives the hand pass away. Geelong teammate Andrew Buse kicking towards the centre, and another mark to a Geelong player.
Give it a stone.
And Couch. Well, that'd complete the quartet, wouldn't it, Malcolm, to make you pretty happy. And you've got a bit of a smile on your face watching the form of your boys. And there's a mark taken by Simon Madden. And you just get some sort of a feeling that Victoria are getting too many easy kicks in the last, what, 5 or 10 minutes?
Yeah, what actually happens is the tags, just looking at this great kick from Paul Couch here to a leading Simon Madden. Terrific for a guy 33 or 34. Still do we want in the football that much?
No, he's been marvellous this year, Simon Madden, for Essendon. And just rewards to be given the captaincy of the Victorian side. The kick is pretty good. Madden third.
So you look at Simon Madden with 3 goals now, and you know, Hines on him, who can play well at full back. As we watch Paul Couch change his mind then with the direction of the kick. And really for Simon Madden to get 8 metres in front is almost unforgivable. And then a great picture of concentration as it swings back around for the 5th goal to Victoria.
14-35. The big V on a roll here, 2-2-5-5. A real dangerous time for South Australia. They need the next one. Buse, Couch. And those Geelong players again to Waitman. Just don't forget, Blighty, where you originally came from. Waitman swings it out wide to Bays. Bays running, or drop punt. Harvey couldn't quite take it, might get the rebound. Russell, quick kick, squeezes it, not very far. Shaw, still danger. Lyon besieged, gets a left foot round his body. Tries to half volley at Couch. The handball's very good if Harvey could make it. Leslie with some strength. Goes wide. An important ball here. Brown versus Anderson. It must be won by South Australia if they're going to stay in this. Anderson caught, but he gets a free kick.
Oh, he had the football, I thought. Greg Anderson, when the tackle was applied,
would have paid holding the ball in, wouldn't he?
No,
you can't see from behind him here, Robbo.
Let the play go on. He had his hands on the football. Anderson from half back kicks it high towards centre wing. Punched away there by Langford. Punched further forward by McGuinness. Ball in a winnable position at half forward. Smith comes out. Lovely hand pass. McGuinness running up to 50. Tony McGuinness. Can he kick the goal? He's had 3 bounces. He's had 4. He'll go for the little pass. And it's too high. Oh, dear me. They may have just spoilt that now. Jarman's deep in the pocket. He's got some skill. Onto the right foot. Goes Jarman and kicks it out of bounds on the full. And there's a chance gone, begging, as Smith comes off and Maynard comes on for South Australia.
I think they just had to make a change there, which just to change it round. And yeah, what unbelievably bad luck for bad skill, I suppose, from Tony McGuinness.
Actually, Watson played it pretty well, Malcolm. He refused to commit early to McGuinness, and in the end made it difficult. Filkey ducking his head, Francis, no free kick. Lyon just squeezes it about 15 metres. Filkey again gets it back to, Maynard couldn't quite. Langford and Kernahan, they've had some duels in the past. Langford off the ground. Bradley couldn't stand up. Tries a back turn. Left foot doesn't go to Kernahan, unfortunately for South Australia. Langford, the Hawthorn champion. Good handball. Well done to Waitman. Waitman across to Mitchell. Tries to get around Bradley. Does. Then torpedoes at 60 metres to centre wing. Victoria playing with confidence. Anderson stands his ground against O'Donnell. O'Donnell goes to ground. Russell gets the footy off him. Good umpiring. Play on. Brown inside. Sweeping handball again by Victoria by Buse to Mitchell. Mitchell to Stoneham. And well played by Kernahan. It's wonderful football. It's 35-14.
You'd have to say they got out of jail. Is it not in?
Well, it's gripping stuff, Malcolm, isn't it? I mean, it's a great example of you don't need lots of goals to be scored to just keep the customers in thrall. The ball at half back for South Australia, kicked back by David Kernahan towards centre wing, and it bounces about 2/3 of a metre inside the boundary line. So we'll have a boundary throw in on centre wing. There's part of the big crowd here at Football Park. It's, well, I would suggest pleasing for most of the organisers. They'd be happy with the crowd, about 42,000 people. The ball at half forward, Watson, caught by Jarman, gets his foot to the ball. And in the finish, it was a skillful kick. Anderson dispossessed. Waitman, good tackle, Micken. Buse, lovely. Mitchell, a sweeper, in towards the centre. Brown on the left foot, kicks it into the forward pocket position. Madden goes back. He's held by Hines. It's the way the umpire sees it. Free kick to Simon Madden.
Yes, I know. It's 3 goals going for his 4th. Just an observation down this end of the ground. You just wonder with the free kick here. I mean, he really has turned him inside out. There's no need to hang on. But I wonder if a more agile player would be better in these conditions rather than someone of equal stature. Simon Madden's been around 350 odd games. Hines is just starting to learn a bit about it.
Well, maybe a Leslie or somebody like that. But he just kicks so well, doesn't he, Madden? He's the Essendon all-time record holder. And I think Billy Goggin will be pretty happy he passed the fitness test today as he leans over this one and puts it through for his 4th. 6-5, 2-2, and this is a real danger period now, Malcolm.
Well, what's happening is Damien Burke, by Simon Madden kicking goals, Damien Burke staying on the ball and can really set the whole thing up. Once a player lets go, I mean, he thinks he's got him beat. So then Simon is studying concentration. Perfect left footer's kick. I believe if you hit the ball right, it does move back a bit to your favoured side. Swung back beautifully, straight at the left-hand goal post. 4 goals, Simon Madden.
Free kick in the centre square to Micken. Goes directly towards goal. No mark taken. Kernahan. Shot for goal by Stephen Kernahan is good. South Australia get their goal.
Oh, and just what the doctor ordered too. Under enormous pressure, South Australia have been in the centre of the ground, and it's taken a free kick almost for them to get their first one out of the centre. So has been the dominance. Maynard just changed it. I mean, just by doing something different. I don't know, sometimes if you do that. And Kernahan at the back of the pack, where a lot of balls have ended up tonight.
And Stephen Kernahan breaks the shackles. And I would suggest that maybe it was too many players in the centre square for Victoria that gave away that free kick. So the bounce back in the centre. Burke gets the tap down. He's done very, very well in the ruck contest at the centre. Micken has got some possessions around the ground. Umpire will call for another bounce.
Buse and Bradley at it too, off the ball for a moment.
Just asking you, just checking what's happening next week.
Yes, well, they're not playing against one another. Tap by Micken. Lyon, gee, gets some distance around his body. Leslie should take it, does, plays on. Thumps it back to centre half forward. Kernahan the target. Watson in the front, chipped in nicely. The give by Jarman, good to McDermott. The kick very good to Maynard. And suddenly that new body up forward, Malcolm.
Yes, it just changes the game, and Maynard is quite a capable player. Played a lot in defence and can kick a goal.
And does kick a goal. And suddenly the stadium's on fire. It's the roar that they've been wanting to give all night. 4-2 to 6-5.
And you look at the scoreboard, Bruce, and you see a 4-goal difference in a tight game. Look almost out of reach. All of a sudden, great skills here from Chris McDermott. And Maynard, who is a long kick, and has got spring hills too. Kicked many goals for Norwood.
Was a
very
good
handy
kick,
player to
come
come
on.
on.
Excellent kick in the finish. So an important bounce in the centre here with under a minute left. Burke goes to Collins. Lyon, hand pass. Waitman. He's got a fair bit of the ball, Dale Waitman. Tries to hand pass to Couch. And he ducks back onto the left foot. Kicks it now to within goal scoring distance for Victoria. It goes out the back. Collins, Francis. Francis taps it over for a boundary throw in. And the Vicks would certainly be a chance. There's Johnny Cale, a chance to score. Johnny Cale, the South Australian coach. Simon Tregenza in the background there. But with only seconds left, it's a very important boundary throw in for South Australia. They need to negate this. Micken goes towards the boundary line. Kick for Victoria by Harvey's a goal.
Yes, and Robert Harvey's made an enormous contribution up forward since coming on, mainly by being in front. Bruce Abernathy's just having a bit of trouble with his pace. And young Robert Harvey coming onto the ground really has added a bit of bite. And this is a perfect Rovers goal. We know he's been playing in the centre. The ball's hit down in front, and there he is hitting the pack at pace, and an ordinary looking kick, but it's the result that counts. Just hitting a pack at pace.
47-26 siren about to sound. It will when it's bounced, and the South Australian team with some work to do, and as Ian Robertson said, it was just what they didn't want. Micken off the ground. No, our time clock was totally wrong. Kick off the ground by Langford. Getting towards time on. So there's still time for South Australia. McGuinness. Kick goes straight up in the air. Thumped away by Langford. Hard ball to win. Maynard again getting his hands on it. Jarman. Kernahan one out against Rouge. Rouge does brilliantly well. Is there a free kick? Play on.
On the ball.
Was in the end.
Must be penalised once you fall over. You're a bit stiff, Stephen Kernahan, but certainly he's going to be there.
So Rouge to Buse, and Buse from half back.
And the mark is taken by Gary Lyon. He hand passes away to Mitchell. Mitchell's kick high towards half forward. Stoneham does pretty well, and the tap over was good. He looked for Couch and found him. Couch handballs to the advantage of Harvey. Back onto the favoured right foot. He hand passes back, and it's O'Donnell short pass, finds Couch well within scoring distance, because this man can kick the football good distances.
Yeah, very intelligent play then by Paul Couch to give the ball to the running Harvey, and you know there is his pace problem with him, and he's created a lot of problems.
Kick by Couch. There's a dust up right of centre half forward, but Couch goes on with it. A thumping drop punt by Couch hits the post.
I was going to say that.
And who are the boys here having
Brown
a little bit
and
of
Anderson and Waitman. I think it was originally Brown and Anderson.
There's a good way to finish this right up, and that's kick the ball in to the South Australian player. You'll get them quickly together. Could have been Geelong's luck then. Kick the post. I thought Robbo kicked a lot of points this year. Paul Couch.
Oh, cut it out, Malcolm. Kernahan, Hines.
Aren't we getting a different slant up here?
I know I'm bearing for the Crows next week. Sorry, Malcolm. Leslie. To Rogers. Dare I say a Geelong player to McAdam. He's got a panic here. They should get a goal out of this, South Australia. It's important. McAdam goes for goal, kicks it well, and Kernahan takes a screamer. And it's going to not be paid, or is it?
Yes,
it is. Well, it was going to be a goal anyway, I think.
Yes, I think that I don't know whether the umpire actually saw where that ball ended up. Kernahan had his back to him, and I think that whenever in doubt, you should pay what you think you see.
Kernahan for his second. 5-2 to 7-6.
I want to go on about that one, Bruce.
Put your Victorian hat on, Robbo.
Well, I certainly have to. Malcolm, you said that when you can't see it, you just have to let it go.
No, you don't. Well, obviously the umpire had a very good look at it, was what I meant to say. as we see McAdams' kick come into the square. Does very well, pushes himself underneath, down to ground. Yes, in his legs. Great mark.
So the very important goal there to Stephen Kernahan, close to the half-time siren. 7-6 plays 5-2. Chance now for McDermott. He's been out of the play a little bit in the last 10 minutes. Desperate stuff by Leslie. Feeds it to Micken. Micken's sweeping hand pass. Chance for Filkey. Goes to McDermott. McDermott looks upfield for Maynard. Maynard's hand pass. McGuinness. Can he get his second goal? Tony McGuinness off the right foot. Kicks it in. There's a free kick back there, is there? No. What's happening here? The umpire is certainly going to... no, it's a paid mark back there to Paul Roos. Players just the tempo easing slightly. I thought it may have been a kick down the ground. That kick has been marked by Damien Burke.
Gee, if only Tony McGuinness hooked that one back to Steve Kernahan. I mean, it was all on for another big goal.
Kick to centre wing. No mark taken. A big punch from behind, and it's a boundary throw in on centre wing.
He's probably got a good memory. He remembers when he tried to kick it to Jarman 10 minutes ago.
Yes, yeah, it does. I mean, it does. You think, well, hang on, I missed the last one. Let's go for it. Just a nice, steady, and he should. He's a good kick on that side.
But it really was on, wasn't it,
Yes.
Malcolm? It was the goal South Australia needed. McDermott, Micken, Izard and McGuinness almost kept it in, but Roos in the road. He's done very well, Roos. Just gives Tony a little tap and let him know he's still there.
Just the difference then, Maynard being in front almost gave South Australia a chance through McGuinness then. And they've actually swapped centre-half backs and full-back.
Kernahan doing the ruck work with Burke. Here's Bradley. He's had a quiet 15 minutes or so. Waitman, who started so brilliantly, to Buse, to Waitman. A lot of interstate experience here. Waitman's kick, a good one. And is that down the field? Or is it coming back to Buse against Kernahan? Not sure, but it's going to come back to Buse anyway. Pick that up, Robbo. I didn't see
Certainly going back. I think Stephen Kernahan just a little severe with an attempted tackle. And Buse will take the kick in the back pocket. Short pass. It's effective. Mark is taken by Langford. Looking to switch the play to the opposite side, but they're forced to kick to the near side. Langford's kick towards the centre wing position. At the back, Brown. He gathers. He's got some space. Short pass. He's not bad. And a good mark in front of his body taken by Robert Harvey. You mentioned Malcolm. He's done very well. Liven up the forward line. Couch, another player. Out comes Madden. Gathered by Bays. Tries to get around Hines. Forced the handball. Filkey gets back. Close to the line. He takes it over. Robert Harvey, Malcolm, done well.
Yes, he's just led Bruce Abernethy to the ball, and they've used the ball a lot better to him. And coming into the forward line, the Vics are actually a little bit slicker.
And there's the half-time siren with Victoria leading by 16 points. It's 7-6 Victoria. Madden with 4 goals, the big goal scorer. And South Australia 5-2. Kernahan has a couple as John Cahill goes down the race. And Robbo, half that Victoria got right on top. South Australia has got themselves back into it.
Yes. They're looking at that.
Start of the second half. Victoria to the left of screen, South Australia to the right. 7-6 to 5-2. Micken and Burke, as they've been all night. Brown on the bottom of the pack. A quick handball was good to Couch. Left foot. Waitman sits and waits for it. Good hip and shoulder by Rogers. McAdam. Jenke, who's very fresh and new. Rogers handball to McDermott. Not good to McAdam. He had to wait, but he had the skill. Anderson under pressure. Quick kick. Views a bit late. Jarman comes in and takes a mark. He was very subdued in the first half. He can dump the ball long distances, do some extraordinary things at times, and he's kicked it superbly for a goal. Just what they wanted. And what he personally wanted too, I reckon. 6-2 to 7-6.
There's Darren Jarman's second goal. I mean, I really wouldn't have given him much chance from there. I mean, that's a sensational kick. Gary Lyon kicked one from there in the first quarter, and it's behind the 50-metre line, so that's gone 50, probably 57, 58 metres in these conditions on a night like tonight. A fantastic goal, and just what South Australian ordered.
So back in the centre, Burke, Micken gets the tap down. McGuinness kicks it out. Anderson runs onto it. Still a chance, Greg Anderson. Bays there. Got a chance now, Mark Bays, and he kicks it towards half forward for Victoria. Awkward bounce. Stoneham goes around and gathers nicely. Eventually kicks with the right foot up towards full forward. Madden can't mark. Harvey, can he get his second goal? Robert Harvey, he can. Quite simply in the finish.
Yes, we made that comment before half-time. He really does read the ball well. He's in very, very good form for St Kilda this year. And just an excellent play around the ground or near goals. And it just, as I said before, probably looks just a bit too quick. If we watch Barry Stoneham's kick, the punch away, and there he is right where he should be. Russell there alongside him. So, yes. So they have made the change. Yeah, I picked that up earlier.
And he has pace, Russell, but Harvey able to run away from him and kick the goal. 54-38, Victoria reply quickly. Micken, Burke again, sideways at one another, and the end result is that they're head on. You can work that one out. Burke only as far as McDermott, goes backwards, but gives it to Abernethy. He's normally a very good kick, that's no exception. To centre half forward. Kernahan, nearly a thrilling mark, not able to hold it. Collins, Waitman, 2 kicks, 15 handballs in the first quarter. Make that number 3. Brown had to sit and wait. McDermott seems to have lifted, had some touches in the early part of this half, and that would have been a fierce decision if that had gone against Brown. 40,000 people cheering for holding the ball, but the right one made.
In fact, Abernethy's come out on the half-back flank and picking up Barry Mitchell, with Russell going back into the back pocket.
And the bounce is a good one. Gathered by Rogers, attempted hand pass, intercepted by Mitchell. Izard is there to swoop on it. Just gets his left foot to the ball, and it was good fortune. Finished with Bays. Bays kicked towards full forward. Nearly a mark at the back to Harvey. Tidied up by Russell. Onto the right foot goes Scott Russell, and with pace and agility gets away and kicks it back in towards the centre. Anderson misses it. Picked up by Izard. Left foot kick by that player is pretty good. He finds Waitman wide at half forward. Dale Waitman, short pass this time is better, and he gives it to Mitchell just inside 50 metres. So, testing kick for Barry Mitchell. Not renowned for his great depth, but certainly...
Yeah, nice kick then. And Barry Mitchell, what, 45, nearly 50 metres he's going to kick from.
He's had 17 possessions. The kick slews off the side into the pocket. No mark to Stoneham. McDermott. Now Russell for South Australia. Hand pass goes to McGuinness. McGuinness out towards half back. High Bradley. Good mark.
He's argued him as he's been much of the night. Bradley plays on now from half back. Kernahan's his target, as it so often is for South Australia. Jarman able to kick the ball off the ground. Jenke gets back. Plenty of time. Handball long and wide to Shaw, who's done the job on Platten pretty effectively tonight. Shaw's slow kick gave Buse little chance, but McDermott couldn't take it. Buse able to recover. Thrugs the tackle from McGuinness and gives it to Couch. Couch to centre half forward. Well played by Hines. Abernethy's handball was very good to Russell, who's giving South Australia a bit of rebound. Now, will it sit for Filkey? If it does, they're in South Australia. Has to sit and wait. Oh, the tackle, brilliant by Brown. Wonderful football. Gives it across to Izard, and Izard over to centre wing to Harvey.
Well, a pretty ordinary kick by Alan Izard in the finish, but Harvey's able to gather. Gives the hand pass step back to Brown, and doesn't Gavin Brown work hard all over the field? The kick towards Madden, he can't mark. Back goes Stoneham. Good defensive work by David Kernahan, and the umpire will call for a bounce.
Yeah, there's always an important point in a footy match. I reckon the game can turn. I think that Gavin Brown just might have stopped the South Australian big goal effort then. I mean, it's a fantastic chase and tackle.
Well, I suppose they had a little bit of misfortune. Filkey running onto the football, it just wouldn't bounce for him. But there you go. Luck plays a reasonably big part. McDermott's high kick out to centre wing. Bradley at the back. Now, kick off the ground by Collins, was it? Over on the full. A free kick back there to be taken by Chris McDermott.
We'll go short to Bradley. Buse, who's on Bradley, stood the mark and gave Bradley away to half forward. Kernahan, well played, Ruse. Two of the superstars in the game. Ruse, who's been out of touch and maybe out of spirit for a while now. Watson, here's a chance. Left foot to half forward. Well done by Leslie. That by Couch, the left foot. Anderson round the body. Back to Couch. He's played pretty well, the Brownlow medalist. Over the top. Low. Centre half forward, the kick. Good kick and an equally good mark to his St Kilda teammate. And what a difference Harvey's made.
Well, in the first quarter, they really didn't have any, what would you call it, run or agility across the forward line. He's been terrific. Actually,
great skills from Stewie Lowe then. I would suggest that 2 years ago he mightn't have been able to have done that. I mean, he has done a lot of work on his kicking. And that was just a great spot to kick the ball to, regardless of who was there. I mean, it really did square up the goals for him.
Well, I mentioned earlier, he's the only teenager out there amongst the 44, and he's one of the stars of the game, Harvey. Just pushes that to the right and misses. So South Australia stay in. It's 8-7, 6-2. Now, Max, we notice Gary Lyon not coming out after half-time. Is he injured?
Well, yes, he is, Bruce. More bad news for Victoria and Melbourne this time. He has a slight hip injury, but the extent at this point of time isn't known.
Hines tries to get the ball back to McAdam, successfully in the finish, or under pressure. It was Francis, was it?
Yes.
Now Hines, McAdam. Can't quite control the football. Good pressure by Collins, and it goes over for a boundary throw.
Yeah, very important in these conditions, as it does get dewy in the night, to stay down over the footy, keep your head over the ball, rather than come up quickly.
Boundary throw in. Burke interfering there, just getting into the back of Micken, and Mark Micken will take the free kick on centre wing. Kicks towards half forward. Little too high for Kernahan and Roos. Getting back Izard. Clever little player, not a bad kick, but punched away by Rogers. Goes back towards McGuinness. He dispossesses Roos. 1-on-2, and his teammate Bradley just a little late on the scene. Boundary throw in.
Just a thought, Ian, that most of the kicks to Stephen Kernahan tonight have been sitting right on top of his head. Makes it very, very difficult to mark. It's just got to be a bit more space and run created from some of the smaller South Australian players.
Yes, Roos able to sit on him, hasn't he? He's been able to effectively, in these conditions, do the spalling. Burke's free kick against Kernahan to centre half, or to the centre. Low was the target. Waitman crashes through. Unlucky not to get a free kick. Anderson, quick kick round the body. Collins has to sit and wait. Gets rid of one tackle. Platten on top of him. Brown does well. Get it away. Anderson smothered, but throw against Victoria to go to South Australia, and to be taken by Francis, who's been pretty quiet tonight in the centre, and he goes wide and kicks it to McAdam.
McAdam, who South Australia will be looking for a bit of a lift around the ground. The kick towards the half-forward position, and Stephen Kernahan normally grabbed that and swallowed it up. Mitchell gives the hand pass back to Izard, who's had 3 or 4 possessions in the last 4 or 5 minutes. Kick towards Stoneham. He taps it on beautifully. Low gathers. Kicks it inside 50 metres for Victoria. Out comes Madden. Tap over. Brown into an open goal. Does he swallow it up, Gavin Brown? No, he doesn't. He kicks it high, wide and inaccurately through for AB Hines.
16 shots to 8. It's got some fair indication of the dominance of the Victorian side, and yet South Australia remain alive.
Well, Tasmania had many more shots than Victoria early today.
Micken at half-back has the football for South Australia. The kick is a shocker. It's been smothered and picked up by Shaw. Shaw now runs around onto his right. Has time to get onto his left foot. Kicks it to full forward. Marking contest. Here's a chance for Couch. Somehow threads his way through and kicks a miraculous goal for the Vics.
Yeah, great play then by Couchy. In fact, Tony Shaw, the kick smothered. I mean, those little things in football like that, just to reverse the trend of play, was just fantastic with the smother. Tony Shaw showing all the experience in the world then, just waiting for something to happen. Saw the lead to the pocket, didn't quite get it the right-hand side of low. Couchy just shrugged the shuckle. The tackle from Abernethy. A great goal.
62-38, Victoria by 3 goals, 6. They've had 9 more scoring shots. Quick kick by Bradley to centre half forward. Again, a good job by Roos. Platten caught by Watson. Shaw to the space. And Victoria in a wonderful position here. They've worked hard. And unless South Australia can get something to happen quickly, huge crowd here, around about 40,000. Very good considering that 43,000 were here on Friday night. Micken. Well, Francis in his first interstate game. Rogers to McAdam, who's also making his debut. Here's Kernahan again, one out. Chance for Maynard. Langford, ever reliable. What a big-time player he's been over the years. To half-back, Shaw and Platten. And again, a throw in.
There's going to be some players in this Victorian team, if they do win the game, Malcolm, like Tony Shaw, whose statistics won't show much, but certainly a performance creditable.
Yeah, it's taken a good player out, but we've got a few touches yourself, yes.
The knockout goes back towards McAdam. South Australia striving hard to get the ball into their forward line with some sort of cohesion. Francis's kick. Kernahan dispossessed once again. The ball at centre half forward. The fans are screaming. Give Kernahan a go, they're yelling out. Anderson has the football now. Handball from Bradley. There's a South Australian mark, surely. Yes, it's been paid, and it'll go to Maynard. And only about 20 metres out.
Hasn't been an easy play from South Australia to set up a forward line play yet. It's all been very much almost, other than Maynard, this quick kick out the pack, and the ball's gone to the left-hand side, and Maynard in front. Must have paid the free, couldn't have paid the mark.
It did spill out, but gee, they've done some good work up the field, the Victorian players, just harassing South Australian opponents as Maynard kicks for goal, and he's put it through. So Rodney Maynard gets his second goal, and South Australia get their 7th to pull within 3 goals.
Yes, this margin of between 2 and 3 goals seems to be an average all night. Here's the free kick. Kernahan almost dropping a lot of balls tonight. It is slippery. A lot of contests though from Roos. The quick kick comes out from Anderson on his characteristic left foot, and Maynard in front on the left-hand side.
18 points in it, 7-2, 9-8, 17 shots to 9. Tasmania had 30 shots to 20 at three-quarter time earlier today and couldn't win. So it's still some real pressure here from South Australia on Victoria. Abernethy's kick to the space. Bays and Filkey, and a ball in. Don't say wishful thinking. I saw exactly what you were looking at.
I was going to ask you whether the cherry ripes go down very well with the commentary, Bruce. That's what I was interested in.
Burke and Micken. Buse. Now Brown only as far as Micken. Anderson's quick one. Collins, Kernahan traps it beautifully. The handball to Filkey. Filkey to kick the goal. Drop punt, straightens up, misses, and almost gave another handball off then. Thought about it.
Yeah, it was almost on, but it wasn't. I think he did the right thing, but obviously the first thought is your most quickest, and of course put himself under pressure by going the second option.
Kernahan did well then, didn't he?
Kick in is marked by Watson for Victoria. He's looking further afield, and in the finish, a good mark taken by Buse. Can he get past McAdam? No. Handballs, tries to do it to himself. Still play goes on. A couple of times the players have stopped. Now McDermott, he doesn't stop. He kicks it directly towards goal for South Australia. Collins, Francis, he gets his foot to the ball, Tony Francis. He can't get the ball through the goals. Collins goes back and does it pretty well in the finish under enormous pressure. Oh, who was that meant for? Good luck, good fortune. Watson clears and finds Tony Shaw about 30 metres out from the South Australian goal, and Tony Shaw kicks it wider still out in front of Brown and Anderson. At the back, chance for Couch. Good work by Rogers. Anderson, now Brown. Great pressure by Brown. He never ever gives up. Handball, sets up Wakeman, just gets his foot to the ball. Kick towards centre half forward. Opportunity for Stoneham. Can't quite gather it. Good pressure by the South Australian defence. Stoneham underneath it. McGuinness is in there, and surely the umpire will have to call for a bounce, and he does.
Gee, fantastic. Yes, Francis off and Smith on. Interesting move, going back into the goal square to help out on the forward line.
Certainly a change of tactics there, Malcolm. The little man off with the big man. Mitchell's quick kick. Bays and also Leslie. Stoneham and Platten. Now Leslie, quick kick. Just hoping someone might take it for South Australia. Rogers. Oh, good play there by Bays to rip it off him and then kick for goal. Hines one out with Madden and did well actually in the end, Hines. Conceding the behind. Victoria 9-9-7-3.
Yeah, it's an interesting move this. They've put Smith on to put Watson away from Jarman, and Jarman will end up on Collins. So we're going to see the two Hawthorn teammates on each other.
And Simon Madden, who was the leading goal scorer on the ground, has kicked 4. That kick in has been marked by Brown. Well outside 50, goes for the short pass into the pocket. Lowe! Big hands, big mark by Stuart Lowe. And he's recovered well from that finger injury. Golly, the ball seems to disappear in his hands, doesn't it?
This is fantastic, Mark.
Stuart Lowe from inside 50. And it's not a bad kick either. Right up to the goal front, and it's hurried over for a rush behind to Victoria. Huge man is Stuart Lowe. 10 3/4 minutes left in the third quarter, and the Vics leading at this stage by a comfortable margin.
Yeah, all those tags still stay. Nothing's really changed, and they've really got to get a hurry on shortly, South Australia, otherwise.
Stoneham over the top of McAdam. Again, Victoria in attack. That's smothered off the boot by Collins. Quick kick away by Russell to centre wing. A big fly there by Maynard. Jarman and Watson. Now Jarman. Thought he might have given the handball off to McDermott. Roos and Kernahan. Roos happy that it's gone out.
What do you think about players tapping the ball over the boundary line and umpires sometimes giving that free kick for purposely doing it?
Yeah, sure. I think if the intent's there, but I mean, that one, I'd rather see a player pick it up, quite frankly, and just take off and try and run there.
Burke, Kernahan, Smith at the back. Off the ground by Couch. McGuinness and Buse together. And a stalemate.
Oh, isn't that great, Bruce? The spirit that this game has been played in. Opponents there, McGuinness and Buse. Terrific stuff.
Burke, Kernahan. Now Smith. Panics a bit on the leg. Jenke should take it, and it's a courageous mark, but Smith could have done better there. Roos, who looks so much like Langford, who plays so similarly. Now Couch and Stoneham. I say similarly, that sweeping run past to provide the backup. Now Stoneham. No free kick. Rogers and Couch. Throw in. You thought it was a free kick, Malcolm?
No, I was just thinking that David Kernahan's been quite competitive on Barry Stoneham.
My word, he's had a pretty good year for Carlton, David Kernahan in defence. Micken tries to get the tap down to Rogers, and Waitman chips in, gives about his umpteenth hand pass away. Here's a gather now by Abernathy. A kick across his left shoulder. Goes about 45 metres, and the mark has been paid to Bradley, although he didn't quite control it, but had it maybe long enough. Bradley on centre wing. Kicks the ball long towards half forward. Kernahan behind. Surely that's interference. Play goes on. Come on, coach, what happened there?
Well, once again, I mean, the kicks are going straight to Stephen Kernahan. I mean, South Australia very rarely switch play across the centre of the ground or even out of defence. Victorians have done most of the switching of the play.
McGuinness tries to force it forward. Izard, quick back turn. Bradley should take it. Now, he's a long kick normally, Bradley. Could give this a try.
Getting a lot of kicks too at the moment, isn't he?
Getting a lot of touches. Not a lot of them are resulting in all that much. 11 and 6 now. He is a magnificent kick at times. Seen him kick some long goals on the run. He's going to kick from 50, 52 metres. You wouldn't fancy him.
He's having a go now.
Yep. Decided to kick the screw punt and kicks it superbly, doesn't he? Look at that one. Just misses. But it was a magnificent kick.
Well, you could see that there was doubt in Craig Bradley's mind, and he really had to get that torpedo going to get the distance, obviously.
Get the feeling, Malcolm, that South Australia needed something a bit special like that. That they need something to happen to turn this game around.
Yeah, they probably need 2 in a row. That's exactly 2 quick goals in a row is what they need to get back into it.
Actually, they've been hard to come by, haven't they,
yes,
from that point of view. Waitman, defensive side of centre, has been interfered with, trying to get that hand pass out, and Dale Waitman takes the free kick. Kick wide towards half forward, and nearly the mark to low at the back. Bradley tidies up and kicks South Australia back into attack to centre half forward. Marking contest, is that paid to Bruce at the back? It is, and he's allowed to hand pass to Watson. Watson's kick. He spots a player on his own, wider still, which was Mitchell. And not bad play by Filkey in the finish because they were away.
I think Maynard might have a go at centre half forward and bring Kernahan back into full forward. It's just not quite working for him at the moment.
Mitchell to half forward. Good mark there by Kernahan. As Malcolm said earlier, has done a good job on Stoneham, who was very busy in the first half. Now, not a lot of options. Maynard and Smith, the 2 focal points now at half forward. Smith comes in and takes a good one. It's his second good mark tonight. But he has looked rather nervous at times. Platten on a lead, the little fellow. Roos got back. Maynard was able to interfere with him and get away with it, and then kick for goal. And will it bounce through? It's running, goal. It will get there. Yes, it's home. 8, 4, 9, 10.
That's like a few of the horses that you back. Just get to the line.
And it's excruciating to watch.
And he is at centre half forward too, or out the half forward line. So, yeah, Smith, who's been very, very quiet, of course. Roos got pushed back, and Rodney Maynard for his 3rd goal. I mean, I haven't seen too many more intelligent kicks than that. I mean, he really did set it up beautifully just to skid along the ground, and for his 3rd goal.
6 minutes left in the third term. South Australia make a bit of a surge at the Victorian side, and here they go again through McGuinness, up towards half forward. Shaw under pressure, just gets his foot to the ball, so does Couch. Chopped off by Anderson. Anderson's kicked to centre half forward, and boy, is this man liven up the crowd. Darren Smith, hand pass to McAdam. McAdam's kick to full forward, marking contest. Oh, nearly Bradley. He's still got a chance, Craig Bradley. Flips it out. Attempted kick at it by Maynard, and it goes over for a boundary throw.
Funny game footy, funny game confidence. Darren Smith takes one. All of a sudden, Greg Anderson, who's been kicking long, sees Smith lead and finds him. Confidence.
And looks for him, which is so important. Abernethy at the back. Well, Malcolm, this is a pivotal point in the game, because if South Australia goal from this attack, suddenly they're within 6 points, and almost by default, because Victoria has been 4 or 5 goal better team for most of the night. And for those that watch Seven Sport during the day, a similar thing happened at North Hobart when Victoria got out of jail. Oh, Watson just dropped it. Platten. And just a stalemate again, and another ball up.
Gee, that was nearly like a rugby setup, wasn't it? The players trying to get the ball out.
I can tell you there's not too much space. McDermott standing off the pack about 35 metres. Everybody else, about 24 players, all in that pack.
Burke tries a backhander. Bradley, Roos waits for it cleverly. Oh, well snared there by Bradley. No free kick. Shaw over the top. Filkey wants a free kick. Can't get it. And again a ball up. Oh, this is in the trenches. This is like war down there. Look at Cahill, who's come down from the top of the stand.
Actually, the umpiring's been good, I feel, in a very, very tight game. And not too many free kicks have been given. Ball punched out. Smith smothered off the boot by Waitman. Good play. Still Kernahan. Kicked out by Damien Burke. Out towards centre half back. No mark taken. Micken still there. Couch tapped further afield for South Australia centre half forward. Smith, who's certainly livened it all up. Now McAdam. Slick handball. Anderson loves to get around onto that left and kicks it into the pocket. Getting back Bradley. Gathers it nicely. Forced to kick with the left. Somehow gets 25 metres. Falling over. Back there was Maynard. He's got it again. Platten. Handball wider still. McDermott's left foot kick. Kernahan. Oh, big screen came up. Burke. Handball over the top. McDermott again. Dispossessed though by Roos. Oh, real struggle. Langford. Maynard. Ball comes to Bradley. Quick foot to ball. Full forward. Oh, the high flyer there. Kernahan. Couldn't mark. Umpire doesn't know what to do. Filthy will break it. No, smothered by Langford. Malcolm Blight's excited. We're all excited here at Football Park. It's very, very hard to get a clear kick. Here's one. McDermott, the captain. What's he done? Kicked it, and the mark has been taken by Brown.
Well, that's as exciting a couple of minutes as you'll ever see. And the ball went about 10 metres. And all that time, Collins from Brown. It was just thrilling, wasn't it, to watch?
And really did in the end. I mean, something had to happen, of course. And how could a Victorian player, Gavin Brown, be that clear? I mean, he's just seen so many people all together.
Gee, there were some brave performances, both with the big V and the Crow Eater there. Micken and Burke. Waitman. Oh, what vision. To Couch. To Stoneham. Now, will Victoria break this game up by kicking a goal here? Options on. Stoneham to the space to Harvey. It's a good kick. Madden one out in the square for the moment, and Lowe's there. They've got some firepower, Victoria. He kicks it to Lowe, and he takes the mark.
Yes, I actually watched Russell off the ball then and saw the Harvey lead. And I don't know how many times Russell's played in defence, but he really didn't cover him very well at all then. Didn't cover the space side of him, and really did set up the easy kick to Lowe.
Well, he's 30 metres out. Not a difficult angle. Low to kick his first, and the goal here will be crippling for South Australia. Drop punt, leans back, looks to have kicked it straight through, and has for a goal. Victoria 10-10 to 8-4. Lowe gets his first.
Yes, well, that exciting play. Lowe, watching that pass again, Robert Harvey, very good skills, and Lowe, very deliberate kick at goal. Not a long kick by any means, but very, very direct. Really has improved in that area.
So back to 3 goals the difference with just under 2 minutes left in the third quarter. High kick towards half forward for South Australia. McGuinness Darren Smith, who's lifted. Can't quite gather that awkward bouncing ball. Neither can McGuinness, and it goes over for a boundary throw.
Just a move was made. I'd reckon before that goal was kicked Watson into the forward line, and Barry Stoneham was actually going to come back to half back. So another minute, I would suggest that move was made just to try and liven up the forward line.
Burke doing the ruck work, tries to get it down towards Mitchell. McGuinness, close attention there by his opposite there, Barry Mitchell. And of course the hard-working Alan Izard on the bottom of the pack. And a few of those smaller Victorian players can hold their heads high, because the Vics were very concerned about players like McGuinness and Platten, and they've kept them reasonably quiet. Smith doing the ruck work for South Australia. Mitchell can't get past Bradley, and Darren Jarman goes with the football, but the umpire has called for a bounce. Just under a minute left in the third quarter, and Victoria hold, well, in a very, very low scoring game, a handy advantage. Burke gets the ball down towards Mitchell. That could have been nearly classified as a throw against Tony Shaw. Play goes on. Mitchell kicks Victoria up towards half forward. Punched away back there by David Kernahan. Picked up by Micken. Micken's high kick towards centre wing. Burke high. Tony Shaw. Handball over the top is good. Mitchell can't get away. Yes, he can. No, he can't. Platten's got him. Tap on to the advantage of Stoneham. Intercepting Abernathy. Now Victoria kick up towards half forward. Good stuff, David Kernan. Held his ground and got the handball away to Russell. South Australia out of trouble with just seconds left. Maybe not enough time for a score. Smith will go on with play. Kick towards centre half forward. Siren only a second or two away. There it is. And it's three-quarter time. And a great battle here at Football Park. Victoria lead by 3 goals. 10-10 to 8-4.
Last quarter, State of Origin football on 7 Sport. It has been a tremendous contest. Victoria by 3 goals. Micken gets the first tap against Madden. The 2 left-handers at it. Abernathy tries to crash his way through. And what's been one of the features of this match, the lasting memory will be just how hard it has been in the crunches to get a clear kick away. The tackling has been brilliant by both sides. Couch tried to get it out. Stoneham tried to get it out. Couch in the end gets it out to Shaw, who kicks it round his body. Leslie and Lowe. Lowe, who was injured in the first quarter with a hand, came back and kicked an important goal. And again, a throw-in at centre wing. Low-scoring game, and the first goal is going to be critical here, Robbo. It's 8-4 to 10-10. The Vics by 18 points.
Yes, most assuredly, Bruce. Boundary throw-in just forward of centre wing on that outer side. Lowe, Micken in front, gets the tap down. McGuinness under pressure, so was Abernathy. Now McDermott forced to go back and kicks it around with the left, but it's marked, well, probably only about 12 metres away by Stuart Lowe, but certainly gives the Victorians a chance to kick it in towards centre half forward. No mark to Burke, punched away. Running onto it, McDermott. A kick in towards centre. Punched away from, now it's McAdam. Stoneham, the player, falling over. McAdam's kick. Maynard working overtime. Langford comes out with strength from full back, and he'll allow it to go over for a boundary throw in centre wing on this members' side.
Difference there with Rodney Maynard, actually went to ground and tried to pull it back, whereas Langford just ran through the ball.
Yes, kept his footing, and it's so vital. Smith and Madden. Madden gets the tap down towards the front towards Waitman. Goes over, so it'll all be repeated once again. Just a few seconds from the previous one.
No change to the three-quarter time score. 10-10, 8-4, 20 shots to 12, but only 3 goals in it. Smith looks for a free kick. Collins and Filkey. Filkey throws it out, and it's against him. Umpire in an excellent position. Michael Abbott and Brian Sheehan, the 2 umpires tonight. It's Michael Abbott. Now the kick by Bays. Micken with a big fly and takes a very good mark over the top. Looks for some options, not sure where to go. Loves to go sideways, Micken, with the footy to centre wing. Smith only kicked it 20 yards, 25 metres, didn't gain any ground.
It's the perfect time, really, when you should switch play. You've got the extra player down there. All the other player has to do is stand off and run off. You've got the extra player.
Centre wing, right on the players' interchange area. Smith working hard to get that front spot. Mitchell. Rogers just gets a little foot to it. And again, surely the umpire will have to call for a bounce. Chris McDermott, he's at the bottom of a lot of packs, Chris McDermott. Works very, very hard for his side. Madden from the back, Smith gets it. Picked up by McDermott. He gets a little kick out towards the centre. McAdam runs onto it. Now he kicks it towards centre half forward. Marking Kernahan's got it eventually, much to the delight of the fans down here in front of us. And Stephen Kernahan has kicked 2 goals.
Here's the body work, and it was really pretty ugly effort, really, wasn't it? Just get out of my way, like swatting a fly. It was a pretty strong mark in the end.
10 possessions for Stephen Kernahan. He's had a few problems at centre half forward. Drop punt, lovely kick, and it goes through for a South Australian goal.
So the third goal of Stephen Kernahan puts them within, what's that, 18 points? No, 12 points, yes. So 2 kicks. Look at this mark again from Gilbert McAdam, quickly onto the boot. Really was a wrong side for Kernahan, who somehow or other really got out, Ruse out the way. And looked a good kick all the way off the boot. Third goal, Stephen Kernahan.
Welcome back, 10-10, 9-4. Lambert getting ready to come on for Victoria. Well, Jarman running through Buse there at this, or Couch at the centre. Good take there by Rogers to half forward, not quite that far. Good spoil by Izzard. The handball by Bays. McAdam's given South Australia tremendous drive. Bradley sits and waits, taps it, and Micken's got to get a good bounce. The big man does very well. Goes out to Anderson. The kick had a little penetration. Buse cut it off and gave it to Bays. And Bays with a magnificent kick to Brown. And Victoria with a wonderful chance here. Couch the handball. He can kick this Couch on the run. Left foot, goes for goal. Kicks it superbly and scores. 11-10 to 9-4. And the Brownlow medalist kicks his second from 1989. And again, Victoria sneak away.
Yes, it was great play, really, as it turned out. Bays' kick was absolutely magnificent to a running Brown. It's a beauty of kicking into open space. Paul Couch had done the hard work through the middle. And then 2 goals tonight. Familiar left foot kick. All came from a very hurried kick from Greg Anderson across the centre of the ground when South Australia had possession.
And some excellent ball handling, I thought, Malcolm, by Bays. The hand pass was very severe and he collected it beautifully. And you mentioned the kick was a beauty. Madden does the ruck work and does it pretty well. They still manage to smother it towards their centre half forward position. Low, sweeping hand pass, goes back to Lambert, fresh player. Right foot kick, falls short, marked to South Australia, taken back there by Scott Russell. And he has played a little bit in that back pocket for Collingwood, but not a lot. Defensive work. McAdam gets the hand pass away, but to no one in particular. Shaw chops it off, kicks it into the forward pocket. Punch back, gather by Russell. Handball, goes back to Abernathy, who kicks it nicely with that left foot towards centre forward. Smith marks again. It's a long way down from centre half forward. Kick towards the half forward flank position. Kernahan comes out. The rebound goes to Platten, one of his rare possessions. Up towards Maynard. Back goes Langford. Good pressure by McGuinness. And he's done it well. Oh, nearly a kick off the ground, but Jarman and Tony, yes, they're lamenting with each other. An opportunity lost there for South Australia.
In the pocket, 58-76. Kernahan and Madden to do the work. Looking for a free kick, Mitchell. Lambert. No one put a tackle on him. McDermott crashes into Buse. Quick kick around the body by Izzard. Smith and also Stoneham. And Victoria gained about 25 metres. A few vital seconds. Tony Francis getting ready to come on. He's had a quiet debut. He'd be disappointed with his effort so far, wanting to do something a little special in the last 20 minutes if he gets a run. Lambert caught by Kernahan. Then he rips his trousers off him. Jarman off one leg to the pocket. Maynard sits and waits with Langford. And again a throw in. So I wonder who John Cale will bring off for Francis. Francis waiting there. Surely it'll be one of the smaller players, because Smith now getting some touches up there. Kernahan with some strength. Madden with him. Now Lambert ducks his head, gets away with it. The kick not all that far.
Smothered nearly by McDermott, collected by Collins. Collins ducked as he kicks the football, and the kick will go down the field. To be taken here by Stuart Lowe.
Yeah, it was almost a point of impact, wasn't it? I mean, it really did. It was probably almost a pointless effort because it's really cost him a few yards here.
And the infringing player was McAdam. There's a mark to Bays. Bays is forward of centre wing. Gets onto that favoured left foot and kicks it towards centre forward. Good mark taken by Burke. He'll nearly kick this, Damien Burke.
Platten off.
Johnny Platten has come off, and Tony Francis. Well, we were quite wondering what was going to happen there, and
Under
Johnny
a cloud
Platten,
all week too.
He's had a quiet night, hasn't he?
With his strained knee.
Now Damien Burke gets under it a little bit, kicks it into the goal front, taken away by Abernathy. A quick kick by that player, close to the boundary line. Out there is Brown, Anderson. Brown does pretty well. Anderson went over the top. Brown's short pass in towards centre forward, and it comes unstuck because it was inaccurate and landed with Abernathy.
He's had a second lease of life. Abernathy in the last month or two played well for the Crows and playing well tonight. Good spoil by Stoneham. Leslie unable to take it, then tries to throw it away towards Rogers. Smith, Rogers outnumbered in the end, South Australia. Mitchell, McDermott, Captain Courageous, Lambert over the top. Stalemate.
He can't keep his footing, can
12
he, Chris
possessions.
McDermott?
Sorry, Robin.
I was just saying about Chris McDermott. He gets onto the football, but he falls over a lot, doesn't he?
Yeah, just that one probably lack a yard of pace sometimes. Just he has to put his full effort in, and he ends up on the ground a few times.
Abernathy off the ground. McGuinness hurled. Play on call. Couch, good handball again. Madden, who's playing as a defensive ruckman. Late tackle by Filkey. McDermott should take this and give the handball. He does to Anderson, who has to sit just a moment and wait. Then with pace, attacks the goal from 70 metres and kicks it superbly. Made out of beauty. As good as you'll see in a long time, and was he off?
He certainly gave it a big thought.
Gee, Blighty, you've taken some beauties in your time. None much better than that, Malcolm.
No, that's fantastic. In fact, I almost would have been tempted to shepherd it. It was such a great kick. But 3 goes and then hugged it in tight. I mean, it was a fantastic mark.
And kicks the goal. His fourth. And Malcolm the Crow has refused to lie down.
No, it's this next goal that they've probably cost themselves with. And to get this one out the centre, to get the run on, which is 2 goals, just to put that heat back onto the Victorian side. As we see the kicker going, great handball from McDermott. Cut inside then, it was fantastic play. And just went long to the square. Chris Langford was always on the wrong side, and that very special mark from Rodney Maynard.
So excitement here at Football Park as South Australia pulled to within 2 goals of the Victorians. The Vics have led all night. Kick towards centre half forward. Leslie interfered with by Lowe, and Leslie will take the free kick. And Stuart Lowe, be careful, you could get 50 metres. Martin Leslie making the play, rewarded for his efforts. Centre half back for South Australia. They really need this next goal. Good kick by Leslie. 55 metres towards centre half forward. Pushed out by Waitman. Collins under pressure from Francis, and Collins will take what I would have thought in a very hard game where free kicks have been hard won. He got an easy one. Kick goes wide. Tony Shaw on centre wing. Short pass is good, finds Couch.
Couch slows it up for the moment. He's had an excellent game. Burt, one of his targets with Lowe. Waitman nearly snaffled it off the ground by Micken now. Firstly by Hines. It hasn't gone anywhere for South Australia. Waitman, probably his 20th handball. I was guessing a bit. Couch behind. Gee, thought for a moment.
You were getting a little excited then, weren't you?
I was, as Gary Lyon pensively pervades the scene with that little bit of an injury he has. Oh, terrible kick. Awful kick by Martin Leslie. And he's out short, but South Australia might get out of it. Left foot by Harvey. Chance for Burke to kick the goal, and he has. 12-11 to 10-4. And a mistake there, and Victoria able to capitalise, as they've done all night, Malcolm.
Yes, that goal, when they get within that 12 points, it's done happened many times tonight, within that 12-point range. Here we see the kick from Izzard, who read the kick-off pretty well. Almost a mark. Players chased. Another very ordinary tackle from Bruce Abernathy, I believe. And, I mean, he really could have put that to bed. Damien Burke did very well for a big fella to get down and throw it onto his boot.
Yes, a critical goal. And Victoria lead by 19 points. The kick out of the centre has been marked by Lambert. And Lambert, he hasn't been on very long, but he's got a cut over his right eye. Kick goes wide to Tony Shaw. He in turn, long towards half forward. Collins, handball. Couch under pressure. Oh, Pele would have been proud of him there. Beautiful little footwork. And a lovely hand pass over the back. Chance for Buse to run onto it. He left it for his fellow rover. Mitchell, Lambert, Collins combined. Collins runs up to 50 metres. Kicks it to the goal front. South Australia have made another change. Their defence punch it through for a behind as Micken comes off and Redden. Yes, give him some applause. He's done a wonderful job, Mark Micken, against big odds, Damien Burke and Simon Madden.
So Redden, the one South Australian National Football League player on the ground, playing for North Adelaide. Free kick.
He doesn't know he's got it yet.
No, I think he thought he'd given it away.
So did I.
Yeah, it looked like he got into the back of Collins, didn't it? So Redden's kicked, the 34-year-old. Kernahan unable to take it.
See, that's the play that, you know, South Australia have been pretty well drilled. Kernahan's up on almost wing half back. A look to the middle would have seen a free South Australian player. It's been very, very predictable. So they haven't found a lot of space or switch play at all.
Little Kernahan conscious maybe. Madden out on the full. Kicked 4 goals, the Victorian champion. In the first half where goals were very hard to get.
Who would have thought between the two big fellas, Burke and Madden, they'd kick 5 between them at this stage?
Abernethy to centre wing. Again, Kernahan the target. Izard able to snare it. And it'll be a throw-in.
How about the quick way that ball went onto his boot then? And Alan Izard, he's played a pretty good game for Victoria. And he's run all night with Tony McGuinness. McGuinness has had a few touches. There's Redden in the picture doing the ruck work with Lowe. And Redden does well. Takes the front position. And he's rewarded. He's got a free kick. It's against Stewart. Low interference in the ruck contest. Now Redden from half back. Again, he comes to this centre wing. And Kernahan this time takes the mark in front of Ruse. Over the mark was Paul Couch. 50-metre penalty. Now let's see how generous the umpire is here. It should be very, very close to the 50-metre line, I would think. And Stephen Kernahan, well, he won't get the distance from there. It's about 60 metres from goal. There's the time. Left in the match is under 12 minutes. Kernahan goes into the pocket. Langford on Maynard, getting back as Shaw. Does some good work, Tony Shaw, and kicks it short and finds Langford at between back pocket and half back flank.
Just interesting. Platten now off. Shaw just starting to find space for himself and getting some very important touches while picking up Tony Francis, his teammate.
Langford to centre wing, Low, his target Kernahan. The two great marks in the AFL against one another. Head on that time. Jarman, who's been disappointing, I feel. Love his skills, but he's produced so little of it tonight. And that ball refused to go out for such a time and then finally did.
Just crept along the boundary line, didn't it?
Sure did. It was a bit like Maynard's goal, wasn't it? It took forever. Platten looking on, 84 to 64. And, well, we've said it all night, but the next 2 or 3 minutes will tell the tale. If South Australia don't goal and then goal again in the next 3 to 4 minutes, then Victoria will win. Something they haven't done at football parks since 1985.
But it's been an enthralling contest, all players, and the difficulty has been there all night. There's McDermott's kick towards half forward. Kernahan tries to flip it to the back to McAdam. Izard, McGuinness, McAdam over the top. Lambert gets the hand pass out to Ruse. Ruse up towards centre wing, no mark taken. Ball at the back, bit of good fortune here for Victoria. Couch holds it just long enough and then threads it wide to Mitchell. He evades Leslie, round onto the right foot. Barry Mitchell towards centre half forward, no mark. South Australia under pressure. Punch on there. Now an opportunity for Watson to get it to Waitman. Waitman's shot across his left shoulder, may bounce through. No, it bounces across the face. Gathered by Bradley. Well, that's the first bounce he's had. Confident, gives it to his Carlton teammate, David Kernahan. He's got plenty of space. Up towards the wing.
Middle.
Beckoning from our fellow South Australians here. Bruce McAvaney and Malcolm Blight, move boys, move. But no one there, and now a free kick given to Victoria.
Should have come inside, shouldn't he, Malcolm?
Oh, gee, it really has been disappointing, you know, the times that they've had a look. But they've just looked, and there's Jarman coming in at Stoneham. And Stoneham taking the free kick.
Yes, Anderson outside, but two better options inside and straight down the old corridor, as David Parkin would have said. There's Brown to Buse. Now Couch, who's been very, very good. Not quite that time, but even the champs make some mistakes. So 84 to 64, and maybe that crucial 3 or 4 minute period has elapsed already. Maybe it is too late for South Australia to produce a bit of magic here in front of their crowd and kick the 4 goals they need to win. McGuinness with Izard. Victoria's been in front all night. Harvey's kick, and it's a behind. He's been an important contributor with 2 goals too in a very low scoring game. 12-13 to 10-4.
Yes, sorry, Malcolm, you're going to say something?
No, just having a look here now. They've started just a bit of a huddle. I don't see any option now but to go down the middle.
Must take risks.
Yeah, well, there's nothing really on, and except that middle. Simon Madden.
Madden couldn't mark. Mitchell gets his left foot to the ball. Abernathy must create from this kick. Goes wide. Brown gets back and takes a great mark. Diving out there in front of Greg Anderson. They've had a fantastic battle, those 2 players, and I'm sure they'll shake hands and congratulate each other because they've both put in for their respective sides. High flyer there low. Hines can't get out. Mitchell picked up by Leslie. Kicked by Martin Leslie back towards centre wing, and Anderson marks, this time in front of Buse. Good statistics for Greg Anderson, and the Maynard goal earlier in this last quarter came from a great dash by Greg Anderson. The pass there to Smith. Smith's kick in towards centre half forward, and chipping in, taking the mark in front of Stephen Kernahan is Craig Lambert. Shaking your head, Malcolm. Goes wide. Tony Shaw, half back flank for Victoria. Kicks it wide to the wing, close to the boundary line. Brown marks.
No, just once again, it was directed through Stephen Kernahan. There are other options on the ground. It's just quite interesting to look.
Low, strong body there against Leslie. Good handball by Redden to Francis. One of the few opportunities he's had a chance to even run. Kernahan hip and shouldered out of it. Good tackle there by McDermott. Kernahan around the body. Maynard and Langford, one out. Langford gets back on it. Handball very good to Lambert. Lambert able to stop, prop, and then kick the ball to Waitman, his captain in club football. What a game he's played again tonight, Waitman. Thrives on this atmosphere. Loves the big occasion. The kick to Couch in the centre. Some openings here for Victoria. Trying to hold it up there for the moment was Francis. Couch again wide. Langford, who's followed it down all the way to Waitman. Still with Waitman. Drop punt to the space. Harvey with real pace. Couldn't quite make it. Russell gets back on it. It's got McAdam if he can use him. Kicks it blindly under pressure. Leslie back to McAdam. Good football. Handball excellent to Kernahan. Now there's a lot of players around him to use. Kicks to Maynard. Langford able to spoil. Again a poor option by David Kernahan. Waitman. Izard being held. Kicks the ball out of bounds.
It's actually interesting, you know, late in the quarter, the really good players start to look around and just see who is available. And I mean, it's just not happening at the moment, so the footage just looking a bit scrappy at the minute.
Yes, I think maybe the South Australians feel that their chance has gone begging. We've got 6.5 minutes left, and they need more than 3 goals to win the game. And they haven't been able to outscore Victoria in any of the 3 previous quarters. So the time really has run out for them. I think the Vics will make it very difficult for them to get kicks in the clear. A few of the crowd starting to leave the ground. Maybe they get the feeling too, Bruce, that all is lost. There's a free kick out of the ruck contest going to Bays. 37,277 people here at Football Park, and the kick there by Bays finds Lowe. And there's an old saying in football, Malcolm, those tall guys, they never get any shorter as the game wears on, do they? They just keep putting their arms straight up in the air.
Done a pretty good job, Stewie Lowe, coming back on the ground after hurting that finger.
And Lowe's kick, good distance into the pocket, no mark. Burke goes after it. He's still got a chance. Waitman and Dale quite happy with that result. Boundary throw in. There's a smile on his face. He looks a little weary, but he'll be a pleased man in about 6 minutes left.
Oh, we'll just help that along the way. That's what we...
Thank you very much, says Dale Waitman.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of players trying hard to get it out. Rogers, handball wide, Hines, and eventually David Kernahan with confidence. One bounce, handball over the top, finishes with McAdam.
Who kicks the ball to full forward. Madden getting back there. 2 Victorians spoiling one another. Smith with Madden. Off the ground by Jarman. Langford, who's mopped up brilliantly tonight. Now Bays, who's been one of the unsung heroes. short to Lambert. A lot of numbers there for Victoria. Lambert to centre wing. Buse couldn't quite get there. Redden, the farmer for South Australia. Anderson had it smothered.
Mitchell the smotherer.
And the kick getter now to Harvey with Russell at the back in the pocket. And the Malcolm Blight Cup that was won so magnificently by Victoria in 1989 will be retained because the Vics lead 85-64.
Because of almost things like that too. Gavin Brown, a couple of great tackles and smothers. Another one there. Saves you 100 metres in a game of footy.
It is incredible, isn't it, Malcolm? Because when it's smothered, chance that you get it goes one way, chance they get it goes the other. You're very, very right there. McDermott gets the ball wide. Abernathy, a kick out wide to the wing. Brown again with desperation. He's still got the football. He's still got it. Well done, Gavin Brown. Handball over the top. Tries to get it to Lambert. Lambert goes fiercely. Back to Roos. Roos's kick high. Centre half forward marking contest. David Kernahan. He's tried hard all night. Watson gets the football to his right boot. Up towards full forward. Now Abernathy held by Lowe. Not a bad tackle. Umpire will bounce about 35 metres out from the Victorian goal, and a little bit of a buzz has gone out of the game with just 3.5 minutes left.
Burke to the goal square. Hines gets back and concedes a behind. So it's 12-14 to 10-4. And when you look at that, Malcolm, 26 scoring shots to 14.
Yes.
Considerable difference.
Yes, it has. It really has been the Victorians kicking. It's given South Australia a bit of a chance. They've done it pretty well, the Vics.
Well, they were 10-9 against, and South Australia 6-4 on the betting this morning. McDermott, a high one to centre wing. Jarman, Langford. And I wonder who'll get the E.J. Whitten medal for Victoria and the Foss Williams medal for South Australia. Filkey.
There's a bloke in that little contest there, Chris Langford. Oh, gee, if you get a kick against him, haven't you earned it?
Yes, he's...
Just with body strength, though, you know, he just keeps blokes off the ball.
Well, he's done it for Hawthorn in those big finals over the years. Jarman with a quick one. Maynard outnumbered. Has Langford and Roos. They've both been terrific. Well played, Maynard, to even keep it there. Roos, Buse missed it. So did Lambert. Jarman gets it out to Bradley, who had an inspired 5 minutes in the third quarter. Had a lot of touches. Bradley to the goal square. It bounces. Waitman will get back. Smith being shepherded out by Stoneham, and Waitman's handball was good to Izzard.
Izzard's short pass is pretty good also, and he finds Bays about 20 metres further afield. Now Couch. Nice long kick by Paul Couch, well out towards the wing. Punched away by Lowe from the back. Punched away by Madden from Kernahan. Brown dumped, and advantage is paid. The ball is allowed to go on. There are a few whistles in the crowd, I'm sure. Kick towards full forward. Smith can't mark. Waitman gets back to tidy up, and Waitman has played a wonderful game for his team. Now the ball goes to Lambert. Lambert goes back to Roos, who first of all gave him the hand pass. Now Roos to half forward. Punched away. McAdam, can he keep his footing? Vics have got 3 on 2. Collins there, but a free kick has been picked out of it, and it's going to Gilbert McAdam, defensive side of centre wing. Umpire asking that player to go over and kick over the man on the mark. Now McAdam is allowed to run on. Kicks it nicely, up towards 50 metres from goal. Kick off the ground, attempted by Langford. Bradley, what can he do with the football? Good smother by Langford. Handball never came out. Langford now gets it out. Kick off the ground by Roos. Look at this, it's a real struggle in there. Still the players are giving their all, and Rodney Maynard just crunched at the finish by Lambert, and it's been a terrific man-on-man contest all night. Victoria getting away, in the second term, where they kick 5 goals to, 2, and making that gap, and South Australia haven't been able to bridge it.
Yes, they led 6-2 at one stage, Robbo, and set up that 4-goal lead. South Australia's stayed with them all night, but unable to make it. Now Anderson and McDermott crash into one another. Brown able to give it to Couch. Harvey on a long lead. Russell was committed in the end to going with him. Now Hines. Oh, poor handball to Russell. He should recover in the last minute of the game. Kick towards centre half-back Abernathy. He's had a lot of kicks. He's made a few mistakes, but provided some rebound to centre half forward. And Roos, who's been very good, Kernahan with his 3 goals certainly has contributed. Or Shaw makes one of his few mistakes. Caught. Chance for South Australia for a late goal. No free kick coming. Snap round the body though. Looks pretty good. And Jarman kicks his 3rd. But too little, too late. 11-4 to 12-14. But still, Malcolm, they cheer.
Yes, they do indeed. Actually, Roos took a very good mark then and gave it to Shaw as he's pointing to kick it out wide. And that's exactly... he was in all sorts of... Hey, what am I doing here? And just thinking about that, the best players, we watched Darren Jarman kick a goal. I'd suggest that Paul Couch might go very close to winning the E.J. Whitten medal.
Well, he's played a terrific game. He's had a lot of mates, hasn't he? It's been a hard one to pick, and for South Australia, just as tough. 86-70, 16 points. Victoria and Izzard off the ground. Watson, bad bounce. David Kernahan, he's done some splendid things at half-back. In the back pocket as the siren sounds. And Victoria win at Football Park for the first time since 1985. A terrific match, a struggle all night. 12-14-86 to South Australia 11-4-70.